Support companies that help support the Stoney Ridge Farm. Subscribe to the channel and contact Farm Fence Solutions for all of your fence building and tornado wire needs.
Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome to day 2 of a 2-day fence building competition. Today here in Worthington, Indiana at the Farm Fence Forum. These are the judges of the fencing competition. Everybody's getting staged up here on the top of the hill. They're going to have a super duper challenge today. They're going to be coming off this hill right here, just dropping off the edge of the hill, building the fence all the way up the hill. It's a competition. They're judged upon the speed, they're judged upon the quality, they're judged upon creativeness. It's pretty awesome. Good stuff. Back here behind me is yesterday's results. So there are, I think, 6 different strands, different stretches of fence right here, and we have one winner. That's Sloop Fence, and Sloop Fence is out of Salisbury, North Carolina. So guys, come along today as we have a little bit of fun checking out this fence building competition here in Worthington, Indiana at the Farm Fence Forum, sponsored by Tornado Wire and American Timber and Steel. All right?
I ain't afraid of work. I ain't afraid of play. I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life times like this. If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
So I need to give you a little bit of perspective as to what we're doing here. These fence building machines are track machines which are designed to handle these kind of activities, going up and down steep hills. They're made in Great Britain. This is called the ProTech Evo right here. Hang on, we'll pull up in front of it. But as you can see, this hill is no joke. It's a steep grade, so camera really does it no justice. But as I walk up, you'll see him getting tinier and tinier. It's been a little bit wet, the ground's a little bit soft, and we're all curious as to whether they can work up or down the hill right here, whether they'll have to go out and around by the pond and circle back up to the top of the hill. Pretty cool stuff. You can see it working right here. What you might notice is a push bar right here on the front of the machine, and that is to help ground it on steep terrain like this. So they'll drop that bar, and it also will help level land and push a little bit of dirt around too with that Evo. Pretty fun stuff. Now if you didn't catch part 1's video, there'll be a link at the end of this video so you can go back and watch it. It really doesn't matter so much that you watch it. There was a different winner yesterday, and there'll be a different winner today, or maybe the same winner. The overall winner over the 2 days wins a $1,000 prize. And again, they're not just judged on speed, it's a competition for all sorts of stuff, for creativity, for the strength of the fence, for the speed of which you build it, and for the quality.
We'd like to welcome everyone to the final day of our 2019 Fall Fence Forum competition. We've got 4 teams in the finals here. We'd like to thank the sponsors of the event, Tornado Wire, American Timber and Steel that's sponsoring the post, Stockade staple guns, which we're not using in the competition just to make it fair and more difficult, and Strainright from New Zealand. I'd also like to thank the judges Kenny Campbell from Tornado Wire and Axel Boris from Fence Fast. We're going to have a short safety meeting, and then we'll run you through what these guys are going to do and get started. You're going to have a 3-inch gap between the ground and the plain wire, and then 3 inches to your 842, and then your barb spacing up top, 3 inches and 3 inches, 2 inches over the top, left to post. Gives you the same post height we used yesterday. Whether you drive those in however you guys like to say it, plumb, level, square to the world, is up to you. It's up to the judges to decide whether they like it or not.
Chris Sutherland Fencing, Galax, Virginia. We'll be building wood.
Derek Cox Fencing, Galax, Virginia. We'll be building wood.
Jake Wilson, Lexington, Virginia, Wilson Fence Company. We'll be building wood.
Andrew Hart, Wilson Fence Company out of Lexington. Same as him. Ryan Sloop from Sloop Fence from Mooresville, North Carolina. We will be building steel, pipe.
Gavin Langley's Fencing from Asheboro, North Carolina, and we'll be building steel. Tyler Russell, Ties Custom Fencing, Newcastle, Indiana. We'll be building galvanized pipe, tornado wire.
Jim Farley, Ties Custom Fence, building steel posts, Anderson, Indiana.
All right, guys, so we're with Kenny. He's a managing director of Tornado Wire. We want to talk a little bit about why we're doing what we're doing here, because there's a specific reason here. It's all about quality. Let's talk to Kenny.
We've been running fencing competitions in the UK since 1984. The original motivation for doing that was to promote the use of high quality contractors rather than farmers erecting the fence themselves to low standards. So we're always committed to making sure that the products that we produce, we go to great lengths to produce good quality products, and it's very important for us that they're erected properly. And it's important to the farmer and the end user that the contractors get the best out of the products. So an event like this is very good because people can come and learn different methods of doing it, better ways to do it. Always should be looking to improve. A lot of good contractors here, and I think they've had the opportunity to see how other people do it, and they'll each learn something to take away with them and improve how they do it. And that will just help promote better standards throughout the industry, which is what we're very committed to.
Gentlemen, start your Evos. That each team had the choice of materials today. They had a choice of either wooden post or the galvanized steel post that you see running down along here. Now the steel posts go in the ground a little bit faster typically. The wooden post is a more traditional fence that most people build. So we're kind of comparing steel to wood here in this competition to see what goes in faster, what works the best. Now with the wood post, the bracing is kind of pinned together and or wired together, and the steel posts are welded together at the braces. So it's going to be cool to see how all this kind of pans out, what takes the longest and what's the best fence, what's the strongest fence. This guy Sticks, right?
Yeah, that's
Sticks.
me.
Why are you here today?
To learn and thrive off the fence industry.
Now you have a YouTube channel too, right?
Yeah,
I
just started Sticks Fencing.
Sticks Fencing.
Yeah.
All right. So people can learn off of that.
Yeah.
If you get tired of me, just go right here and check this guy out.
One day.
Good stuff. Woo! while these fence crews are out here working, I want you guys to understand really what's going on here. So all the spectators are either local or fence builders from all over the country, from east of the Mississippi to west of the Mississippi, from Illinois to North Carolina to Florida, New York, all over the country are here. That's why they're doing this, because they're interested in learning some new innovative techniques. These guys that are out here building in the fence competition are competing for a $1,000 prize, but moreover, they're here to learn. So we're all here to learn more about fencing and how fencing is put up and better techniques so that they can do better with their business and they can thrive. That's what this is all about. So it's a community of people that build fence, not a community of competitors, but a community of people that build fence, work together, and learn together and grow together. I think it's something super duper special. So lots of noise, lots of different technique too, trying to get these posts on this transition area. So if you think about it, the transition from flat to hillside right here puts a lot of stress on this post right here, okay? In other words, the post that's at the edge of the transition will try and pull out of the ground, and all these guys are using different methods of keeping that post in the ground. Some of these guys are using bracing, just like this. Some of these guys are putting little posts in the ground.
All right.
Guys, I promise you more educational video about fence building. This isn't really an educational video, but I promise you a lot more education is coming here on the channel about fence building. So be sure you pound that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Facebook and Instagram if you can. There's a lot more to come here on the Stoney Ridge Farm about fence building and how to build fence properly.
It's called a Hauser knot. 13, one moment, 14. It's pretty much a wedge that we're going to drive down and close all these together, make it nice and tight. I am pulling this wire up to go over this hill because I ain't man enough. I'm using some strain right here, strain white boundary strainer, to winch this wire up over the crest of this hill. And once I get it here, I can just push on it because I'm fat at that point.
All right, guys, here we are with Wilson Fence, and we're needing a little bit more booty in here. Is that right?
Let me get my hand down. There we go. Right on. All our marks are set off the ground as according to the competition rules. So that's our top wire mark of the woven wire. That's our bottom wire mark. We got smooth wire and we got 2 barbs to put up, should be 2 inches down from the post. So we took the time to go ahead and mark. So that stuff's gonna be on the money. So they can't take points away from us there. So.
All right, guys, we're gonna learn how to tie a high tensile termination knot real quick.
Start by bringing our line wire around. We've already pre-stripped it, and we're taking it over our unstripped line wire. We're gonna take our unstripped line wire and push it back toward the center of the post, and we're gonna make a sharp bend down with our running end of the wire. So it's all one quick movement, and you gotta either have gloves or rough hands. So in and down. Right, to catch it, that takes all the slack out of it. It's sometimes particularly hard to do on these tension curves to either side of it. So we got that, all right? That's easy enough. Now we've got a little bit of a handle. We want to come up on the post side of the running end of the wire. So we're going to shove our bend out a little bit and just sort of use our handle to come up through. Now we've got something to pull on. And that's how it will look. Now we're going to come over. Again, we're going to use our handle. And now we've got 2 points of friction. We've got one right here and one right here. And then we're going to add a 3rd point of friction. We're going to come back over the woven wire end. And if you like, you can go around 2 or 3 times. Any more than really 1 is unnecessary. I like to do 2 just for uniformity. And then we're just going to take this at a 90-degree angle and rotate it clockwise, and it snaps off. There is absolutely no sharp edge there to catch. All the sharp edge comes off in the scrap piece. Put that in the bucket. There you go. Professionally installed high tensile termination nut. I find a great deal of satisfaction in a nice line of hand-tied knots. And a lot of times I'll show my clients that's maybe value added that other contractors don't have. Then before we let the tension off, I'm going to try to get these all perfect, centered on the post. Make it competition perfect and real life perfect. And we're going to let the tension off, and those knots are going to hold.
All right, guys, we're with Axel, and he is one of the judges here today. There are 2 judges, right?
Yes, sir.
2 judges, and he's going to kind of go over the criteria here with this metal post fence.
What I have here is kind of a story stick we made up for our different wire heights, how they should be. So here their bottom wire should be at 3 inches, mesh 3 inches up more from that. Then this should be the top of the mesh, 3 inches up to the next barbed wire, 3 inches up to the next or that, and then top of your post. So as you can see here, this fence is pretty bang on where it should be. So we're going along checking all the posts and all the things to make sure that their wire heights are right. And then we're going to look at their bracing style, see if all their braces are correct and tight. Check on their ends here, see how they're, judge their knotting, see if they stripped off the ends, how tidy their knotting and stuff is. Here I have a circus strainer I brought along. This has a built-in tension gauge on it. So all I'm doing here is to see if, is this wire at a 350 pound tension where we're looking to have it, or is it too tight, is it too loose, what's it at? So that just gives us an idea there. We go along, check to see, is the mesh evenly tight top or bottom, that type of thing. Are their wire ties correct? Here they're supposed to tie 2 on the bottom, 2 at the, or 1 at the, on each wire here, 2 at the top, and then they're staggering these middle ones along, so we have to check to see if they've done that stagger or not. Just tying every one will not get you bonus points in this case, because we had directions on what you needed to follow, and we were, part of it is making a good fence, but also following a specified spec that we've set out to kind of see if you're paying attention and following what's been set forward, and that's kind of the judging criteria we go by too. Up here you'll see a foot that this fencer's done here to keep this post from lifting up. He's drove in another steel post in there and then welded that on, so that'll hopefully hold this down to keep this from lifting up. So here is the wood fence that's part of the, so half here on this competition right here, we got 2 wood fences going up and 2 metal pipe fences. So the difference on this one, obviously, you know, we're using staples and stuff to staple this on. The tie ends are the same. We're looking at the same thing. We're looking at the same, you know, should be the same wire spacing. On this one here, you can see this should be the top of the post, but we still got about 3 or 4 inches left at the bottom here. So that's not within parameters. This post needed to be down another 3 or 4 inches into the ground. So those are things we would dock this fencer for. His brace wires all look good. His structure all looks fine. You know, he's going to get full points for that. Stapling here again, we'd asked, you know, obviously the barbed wires each have to be stapled, top and bottom of mesh. The bottom 2 on the mesh, and then every other staggered through. So we can see here, they've done this one and this one. Again, they've staggered to this one and this one, so this is correct. This fence over here, they stapled everything. So again, it does, you know, it's great, they stapled everything, but it fell outside the parameters of what we had asked for in the competition.
As far as the competition goes, I think that that did better than I expected. The most impressive thing to me the last couple of days, Sam Bunch that was here yesterday has just been fencing a few months, and Tyler Russell has only been at this for less than a year, and he built a fantastic fence 2 days in a row, and I think he deserves a big round of applause. It wasn't advertised, but I feel like you deserve a new shovel because I hated seeing you dig with that piece of crap you did. All right, what we did was start over from scratch. We didn't combine any scores because we went from a field of 6 to a field of 4. And so we had a tie for second place with Cox Fencing and Wilson Fencing, 136 points. And the winner of the $1,000 cash prize is Gavin Langley, assisted by Ryan Sloop, 157.2 points.
It still cost me $1,000 to get home.
Yeah. Great job, and I'm just really tickled with the work that everybody did. I feel like all 4 of those fences today, in a more challenging environment, were better than the best one was yesterday. I agree. I really think so. And everybody was running a machine today that they were not familiar with. Guys that don't have Evos were running Evos. Guys that had never touched one are running them.
Hopefully everyone can go away and think that cooperating actually has a benefit for all of us. We all become better, we can all learn more, and eventually that's all profitable for all of us. So thanks everyone for turning up, those that competed, those that didn't, but thanks everyone for sharing, and congratulations to Ryan and Gavin.
Guys, thanks a lot for joining us here on the Stoney Ridge Farm channel today. We got some beautiful fence built today. It was an awesome time. We're going to have a little bit of an educational video next time. We're going to talk a little bit about bracing. We'll talk a little bit about the wire, how it's nailed up. Whole lot of fun stuff in the next video coming up. So be sure you stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, pound that like button, and we'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Woo!
Just for chain link.
This guy knows how to do the woo.
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Woo!
How's it feel to be winners?
It feels American.
Day 2 of the Farm Fence Solutions Farm Fence Forum, sponsored Bacon. Guys, we got a half hour left. We're about What's your name, little girl?
Kate.
Kate? Now you're gymnastics, right? You do gymnastics?
Mm-hmm.
And you won today.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of building fence, you did gymnastics.
Yeah.
That's good. Good for you.